up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Y'all already know what it is, man. Drunk Sports Talk. Y'all know how we gonna start it off, man. For everybody listening in the New York area, man, this little sip, this toast is gonna go out to Mother Nature. You done fucked these streets up, bro.
That's a
yo,
fact.
my my car is still immobile. So, shout out to you, but shout out to the Knicks. 2 in a row. Let's see if we can keep going. We got a couple of good games coming up. If we could continue this momentum, it's gonna be great. Let's have a good show. Salute, my brother.
Salute, salute, salute. Wish I had a little lime and shit. I'm drinking this tequila.
Just good, right?
Yeah, it's just alright. That's just almost
Mad
too, man.
smooth.
Gotta go out back to Mexico, get another bottle and shit.
Yeah, word.
Yo, it's cold out here, it's snowy, but yo, I want to thank everyone for tuning in and welcome back to Drunk Sports Talk, New York's #1 sports talk show. We are the voice of the streets. Allow me to
Yeah,
reintroduce
word.
myself. It's your boy Cash. You already know I got my boy Q. You heard him with the toast.
Yes, sir.
What's good, man? What's going on?
Chilling, man. I'm trying to stay warm out here, man. Like it's getting every 10 years they say, right? So I guess in 2036 we should be prepared again.
Ah, man, I I hate this, man. Like, I'm really not a snow guy. Last year we thought. Hold on a second. What? Yeah, but like I was saying, I ain't a snow guy, man. But I guess I'm in the wrong place because, like you said, every 10 years we get some shit. Last year we didn't get that much snow,
Yeah, it's not too
um,
bad.
but this year we're getting creamed. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Yo, it's back to back to back to back to back. It feels like so. It's par
Yeah,
for the course. This is what you do when you're in New York City. Uh,
yeah,
some of, like I always say, man. Like I love Miami. I love Cali. Been all the lot of tropical places in the Caribbean. Um, and they're beautiful. I would love to live there, but summertime, there's nothing like summertime in New York, especially because you got beaches here, you got the city, you get summertime, you get the whole, you know, shebang, the whole king caboodle, man. But
yeah.
so winters is brutal, man. But I tell you what's not brutal anymore, man. Is the Knicks, you know?
Yeah, it's a little glimmer of hope.
No, it's a big glimmer, man. Like
Nah,
it
well, it
went
is.
it,
It
it went
is.
from panic. Well, we never panicked. If you watched our last show about the Knicks, we talked about concern. Last time we were on air, let's be honest, the Knicks were in like a tailspin. They were in the midst of a massive losing streak. What was that? I think they dropped 9 out of 11 or whatever it was,
Yeah, it was 9
and
11, man.
yeah, 9 or 11, and they just they were totally crashing and burning. You know, people were perplexed, man. So was I. But the more I thought about it, and I know I'm playing Monday morning quarterback, but listen, there's ups and downs. It's a long NBA season,
Yeah,
you know, and there's a lot more basketball to play, but they were in turmoil, finger pointing all over the place amongst fans, certain members of the media, you know. People were looking at Cat, and there was everyone was pointing fingers. You know what I mean? Because that's what happens, man. It's like roaches with the lights on in New York City when shit
yeah,
goes wrong.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're getting booed out the gym. People. Excuse me. People were like, people were looking at Cat and accusing him of, all types of shit. But basically eviscerating him for his lack of defensive ability, and some say his effort, and you know, at times that is true. You know what I mean? But it wasn't all his fault. They looked, they peeled back the layers. They started to look into his relationship with the head coach, Mike Brown. Um, Talking about Cat, could there be a lack of him being able to grasp Mike's offensive system? We all heard him say in the beginning of the year, I don't know where I fit in. People speculated. People were speculating that the team even quit on Mike Brown. You know what I mean? They started to question his system, his rotation. When shit goes
Yeah,
wrong, they started. I
yeah,
even heard people calling for like
everything.
Tibbs. Yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
they're
This
like
would have never
fire Mike
happened.
Brown, get Tibbs.
Yeah, this would have never happened if Tibbs was here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but Cat was pretty much the main like target of people's ire or fury, I should say. Um, here's what I say, man. When you got two guys, because Cap got to take some responsibility for this. When you got two guys who are deficient defensively in the starting rotation like Cat and Brunson, there's not a lot of places to hide them. One guy you can hide. Two is very hard. You got the point of attack and your center is fucking. It's not easy, man. Like I said, people are hard on Cat. People were hard on Bridges. You are Paul is hard on Bridges. And rightfully so in certain spots. You know what I'm saying? Kolick and Clarkson kind of regulated to the doghouse. Yabusele, one of our free agent acquisitions this offseason, doesn't really seem to fit into Mike Brown's system. You're not getting really shit out of him in certain spots here and there, but not what we thought. Not to replace, not to be like a backup and Chua's backup. Excuse me, replace Chua and be like a backup at the 5 and at the 4. Not getting a lot of production out of that. Yo, here's a funny shit. Some even blamed it on the curse of the NBA Cup. I thought that was amusing. You know what I'm saying? I blame it on maybe the hangover of the curse. You know what I'm saying? Could that be a thing? You know what I'm saying? The potential midseason championship hangover. That sounds crazy, but
that's kind of crazy.
That sounds if that's the case. But
yeah, like what is that, man? Like that's some whole this is only the third year and already they're gonna revolve bad juju around winning the cup. Like that's.
But they're saying that happened to the previous two teams. But anyway, like I said, Cat. Mikal Bridges, a lot of fans are frustrated with him, as I am sometimes, and I know you are. And the media is basically saying the Knicks are cooked. The Knicks are finished. They basically already crowned Detroit to come out of the East. Which, if I'm the Knicks, that bothers me, man. You know what I'm saying? So the Knicks have a players meeting. You hear quotes from players in the media talking about, we can't look for the coach to fix this. This has to come from us. And then they go into the Nets game and you go, damn, the way we've been losing, especially with the loss to the Mavericks. I know it's the Nets. I know it's Brooklyn, and Brooklyn is mega trash, and they're in this, what feels like a lifelong rebuild and shit. You know what I'm saying? But they go in there and they absolutely cook the Nets and their losing streak, and it's the most lopsided victory in franchise history. Blow out the Nets 120-66, just ugly. I heard a stat they held the Nets to just 10 points in the fourth quarter. That shit is crazy. You know what I'm saying? 0 second chance points opportunities. I don't know if I got that stat wrong, but that's insane. So we go. You know what? It's the Nets. Still, it's a dominant win. But you're not putting too much stock into that win, right? I think everyone didn't put that much stock into that win. But it's a win you had to have. It was a stop the bleeding win. It was, get back in the win column, start to develop a little more confidence, kind of get this fucking runaway train back on the track, so to speak, right? Like, so that was like a thing. Then we go, okay, we got Philly coming in. We're going to Philly actually, and I'm saying to myself, That's the litmus test. You know what I'm saying? 76ers. Right. They have a decent lineup. They started off. They came out what?
They're healthy.
Now they're healthy. They came out the gate this season. You know what I'm saying? Like you just said, they stumbled. Came out the gate hot this season. They stumbled a little bit with injury, but now they seem to be. They seem to be getting their health back and getting their team back together. That backcourt that's an insane backcourt. Edgecombe. Maxey, and I just want to say this: Edgecombe he's a very mature rookie. They're gonna be good with that backcourt. They got a young backcourt. Both of them guys seem to like each other, and those guys. Well, PG is back.
And
Embiid. Listen, they got a formidable team. And as much as they got a formidable team when healthy. And as much as I hate Embiid, I think he's a dirty player, and we know all the shit he did back in the past, in the playoffs and all that shit. He's as skilled as a big man in the league as there is and can be. You know what I'm saying? With Embiid, I'm watching him the other day, and I've seen this before, but I haven't really watched him play in a while. There's no real line of, I would say, delineation between guard and big man with him, almost. You know what I'm saying? He handles the ball like a guard. Like, I'm watching him, and I go, man, I wish Cat could do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how Cat just be barreling over niggas, and we'll get into that in a minute. I see
Yeah,
Embiid get the ball, dribble, cross, spin, dribble. Then he does all that. Handling the ball like a guard, bro, with the handle. Then he'll hit the open three. Okay, then he'll go back onto the block and do a move in the post. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, he hit offense and he's good defensively, but offensively, he does everything, bro. Like I know he best ability is availability, and he doesn't check that box. But Embiid, man, as dirty as he is, that motherfucker can ball. I don't care. Motherfuckers want to say Joker. People want to say Wemby. You know, when Embiid is healthy, he's
he's
right
top.
there with Joker. He's right there
Yep.
with all the guys. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. You know what I'm saying? And that with that being said, he absolutely fucking cooked us that first half. You know what I'm saying?
Ah,
I know Cat gets a lot of shit about his defense, but my man, that's Embiid. You know what I'm saying? Although Mitch does play Embiid very well. You know what I'm saying? But whatever.
yeah.
That's Embiid. That shit's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Good move. I mean, a good win. Um, did a lot of good things offensively in terms of like scoring and passing the ball and spreading the floor, and offensive rebounds were incredible. And I know Deuce had a bad game. Mikal didn't have such a great game. Although,
Yeah.
and I'm going to pass it off to you, although Mikal Bridges went to the rim one time and tried to yak it on Embiid. I don't know if you saw that shit. I
No,
was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
this is the nigga. I know he got his shit blocked over, but like, I was like,
yeah.
who's this nigga? I want this nigga right here. That's the
Word
nigga
up.
I want. You know what I'm saying? Like, in Bad Boy just said, from
Yeah,
now on,
word.
that's how you
That's how
drive,
you
nigga.
shoot.
You feel what I'm
Word
saying?
up. From now on, that's how you
That's how
drive.
you dug. You know what I'm saying? Does it start with the coach? Yes. I don't think they quit on Mike Brown. I think it's a snag in the road, a big snag, but they don't play defense well. They don't guard in transition. They don't guard the 3-point line well, and they don't really guard the inside well. I know what the fucking stats say. If you look up the stats, it'll say they're decent in the half court. They're not. You know what I'm saying? They're not. Cat with the offensive fouls, you know, the thing that annoys me about Cat, we talked about Embiid, right? Cat, if he can't beat you, and this is what I say, this is what we've been saying that shit, he has to get moves. If he can't beat you off the first step and turn that corner on you, it's like he just barrels into you, and I feel like every play he's falling, he's like, this shit's crazy, man. But my thing with Cat is that's why I say, why doesn't he hang out with Carmelo? How many times we said this? Hang out with Carmelo. Hang out with Jalen Brunson got the best forward in the NBA. How many times have we said this? He's on your
Word up.
team. You probably hang with him anyway. Go spend the fucking summer with him. Get moves, bro. You like when you look at Embiid, Embiid has moves, bro. Like he got go-to moves. Like you need a bucket, spin, boom, layup, finger roll, boom, post, jump hook, whatever you want. He got moves. Cat needs to do that. If Cat, like I said, if Cat can't beat you off the dribble, off the first step, turn the corner, he barrels over you, and then he does stupid shit with like hooking your arm.
Oh my god, I hate that shit, bro.
I mean, it's just crazy. And Mike Brown is kind of short in the bench. You just Kolick and Clarkson are on the bench, and you're hearing Clarkson may be involved in trade talks. I don't think you should trade him, but I understand if you do. And we're going to talk a little bit about the trade deadline in a minute. But the Knicks, 2 in a row. I know they play tomorrow night. I like what I've seen so far. I feel like they stopped the bleeding. I feel like they have restored order. You know what I'm saying? And there's still work to do. But I think whatever that team meeting was, whatever the shit from the media was, whatever, I think it kind of woke the Knicks back up. And fuck Charles Barkley, fuck Shaq and all them, fuck Paul Pierce, already trying to crown Detroit. The Knicks, stand the fuck up. Let's finish the season strong. Q, talk to me. What are your thoughts on the Knicks? Are they out of this slump that they're in, or are you still concerned?
I think they're out of it, but there's still certain players that I'll get to that I am still a little concerned about because they're just not improving at all. And actually,
Okay.
Cat's not one of them this time.
Okay. We know
but,
Mikal is, but go ahead.
Oh, he's definitely
Yeah, baby.
he's definitely one of them. But it was good, and I think they needed two things. I think they needed that dominated win against the Nets. Like what you said, just to reiterate, like it built their confidence back. Sometimes you just need that. And in the fashion that they did it, that's definitely a motivated builder, right? That's something that they can build upon. Because I think if that game's just a little bit closer, or we just win by 7, 5 points, I don't think we beat the Sixers 2 days after. You know what I mean? Like I don't think we do. I think we did it in such an extraordinary way that not only their confidence was there, but it looked like they almost did it without even exerting that much energy and utilizing that much energy. That's how crazy that was.
I agree.
And then we go to the Sixers, and it's always a great thing. It's always a great thing when you see your team that's now healthy against another team that's healthy, and you're away and see what it was, right? I'm not a fan that, we only did win by 6 points, and it got really down to the wire. A little bit questionable calls toward the end, which, it is what it is. That was a rookie ref that actually made that, and then, Tony Weeks did, he overturned it. But, if we use our challenge on another play before that, we lose. We're not going to be able to challenge that play, and potentially the Sixers get the ball back, and do they tie the game if they make a three? There was a lot of time on the clock. There was like 33 seconds, but to play how we did play, we dominated every aspect of that game, even though we only won by 6 points. Yeah, a couple of things we need to do with our defense, but I liked how we had a lot of open looks, and
Yes.
we haven't been getting as many as open looks as we did in the 3-pointer, and it didn't actually reflect in the stats because we shot horribly from the 3, but we did get those good looks. We did get those kickouts. They were moving the ball. Great.
Deuce was off. Our best 3-point shooter, really.
Deuce was way off, but I liked how they played. They, and just to see them move the ball that way, that's what we need, and Cat. I think he just needs to shoot more. I think that's why he's out of his funk. He hasn't been shooting that much, and he's been drawing a lot of fouls.
He has the bad back too. Let's give him.
And he has a bad back. I know he's battling that. So there's a couple things he needs to be doing. But I just think what's really hurting him is just generating all those fouls so early in the game. It takes him out. He's getting a lot of bench time because of it. You can't keep him out there. He sat basically the whole third quarter because he had 4 fouls. With 12 minutes left to go in the third quarter. You can't.
He wasn't playing well either. Yeah.
He was out of it. He only shot 4 shots, and 2 of them are threes, and he made one. I think what he needs to start doing is just, even though he don't have a lot of moves, but there's something that you could always do. As soon as he has that mismatch, and if he's in the mid-range, he's, 9 times out of 10, he's probably going to be the tallest guy on that court. He's 7 feet, and he can shoot his ass off. All he needs to do is just establish some type of little fadeaway, quick little mid-range jumper.
Pick
and
and
I think
roll.
that'll help. Yeah, and the pick and roll.
There's no pick and roll with Jalen Brunson and Cat.
Yeah.
If you notice,
yeah, there isn't.
that shit's crazy to me.
And
that's the NBA's play action, and they it's almost like, okay, Cat, you're gonna shoot this time. Now it's my turn to shoot. I'm gonna let you get 30 this game.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna get 30 this game. My fault. Go ahead, man.
And that's what and I think that could definitely be put into the equation of why he's playing the way he's playing. Like shooting 4 times, but playing 32 minutes, and you're our second option. Like that shouldn't be happening. Like you need to be shooting at least 10, 11 times a game. You know what I mean? Like he did draw a couple of fouls, got to the line. Thank God he's a good shooter. But and I'm just a fan. And when he's out that funk, he's still shooting them 35-footer threes, man. Like.
He doesn't look comfortable in this system. He had maybe his best year last year. As much criticism as he got last year, he had his best year last year. He looked confident. He was aggressive in spots, and yes, he was barreling over dudes, and he's falling all over the fucking place, stumbling and bumbling like the great, Walt Clyde Frazier likes to say. But he looks lost this year. And they saying that he's having problems either grasping, Mike Brown's system, or he just is not a good fit for Mike Brown. I don't know, but I know that you don't just forget how to play basketball, and he's having a good year rebounding wise, but shooting wise he's having a down year, man.
Yeah. And that just go and speaking of shooting, what the fuck is Mikal Bridges doing out here, B? Like, yo, he's looking vicious, man. Yo, he shot 3 for 16 or something like that? 3 for 19? 1 from 9 for the 3? Like, yo, I know they tell you to keep shooting. You know what I mean? Eventually they're gonna start going down. But when you playing
John
20,
Starks that shit too, Game 7.
yeah, and look what happened. Like we all know, man. Like,
Starks. Love you, brother. I'm sorry.
You know what I mean? Like,
love you, John.
That's crazy. 29 minutes, 3 for 16, 1 for 9 from the 3-pointer. Like, he needs, and this is what annoys me, man, because he is a good player. He has talent, but I feel like there's certain moments with this Knicks team that they just don't realize when they're having a bad game, and they just
Yeah,
keep doing the same shit over and over. That
yeah,
only just makes bad go to worse. And that's
yeah,
why sometimes we potentially lose these games. We were up by 17. There was a whole bunch of shots that Mikal Bridges was taking that
yeah,
he didn't need to take.
yeah.
And it leads to what? Another rebound that we didn't get. They go down the court. They make a three. We come back. You shoot another three. You didn't make it. They go back down. They shoot another three. Like, we have to be more smarter. We have to be way more smarter in these moments, and we have to realize it sooner. And this is to Mike Brown, because he needs to be realizing these adjustments and telling the team what to do. You the coach, like you either, if Mikal Bridges, you know he's gonna keep up going out there and shooting, which is gonna be detrimental to the team, and they're not gonna benefit from it because we have been losing these leads. Then you gotta take him out and replace him with somebody else. And
They did. He
unfortunately,
did make an adjustment that game though. They went small ball at
no,
the end, if you remember.
they did. They did.
They did what they did a couple of years ago when they had OG um defending Embiid. They sat
Yeah.
Bridges and they fronted him. OG did a really good job.
Yeah.
And let yo, not to cut you off, but let's give Mitchell Robinson some like
Oh
major
man.
fucking respect and props, man.
Yo,
You know,
Mitch.
and I'm not shitting on nobody. Well, Knicks fans, we all have our opinions. You know, no one's always right, no one's always wrong. But I remember 2 years ago, everyone was like, "Oh my God, trade Mitch, find a way to keep Hartenstein," and we just couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? Contractually, whatever. You know, I'm not gonna get into that. Everyone knows. You know, if you're a Knicks fan, you know. And he winds up going to, OKC, and I love Hartenstein. Don't get me wrong, I love Hartenstein.
Einstein.
Hartenstein. I loved him. He's heart, grit. He did well. But we were on the air around that time, and what did we say? What did we see in that Sixers series? You know what I'm saying? That tough Sixers series where we went down to Philly, basically and took over the whole building. What did we say in the show? We don't just make shit up. There's what you call receipts. Go back to that time period. Look at some of our shows. Q, if you remember, what did we say?
Need Mitch.
Nah, you need Mitch. You know what I'm saying? And I know he gets hurt a lot, and availability is the best ability, blah blah blah. But Hartenstein was too small to. Embiid was absolutely frying Hartenstein. He was too small, not strong enough, and he's a really good player, but he was too small. Offense, and Mitch plays Embiid well. I don't know what it is. I guess he's same height, he's strong, he's athletic as well. Mitch is, and the offensive rebounding is just fucking phenomenal. We're like one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the league. You know what I'm saying? I think we got to be up there probably in second chance points. That's all Mitch, bro. Shout out to Mitch. He stayed relatively healthy this year too. Mitch is just a dominant force, man. Like to me, he to me he's like maybe the most valuable player in the whole fucking league. I understand. I'm not talking about Shea Gilchrist and Joker and Giannis and Anthony Edwards and all that. I'm just talking about to the Knicks. To a team. You know what I'm saying? What's the everybody says is the most valuable player the best player in the NBA, or is it the most valuable to that team? What's really the definition of that? If you're going by the latter, the most valuable to the team, Mitch value to the Knicks is insane. I just wanted to say that, man.
No, yeah, and I agree, and I think I agree. You got to put OG there as well. Obviously Mitchell is definitely the most valuable, but I think OG is right there too. Like when he came back and did the putback, fucking just yammed it on everybody. I'm like, damn, bro. Like I didn't realize he had ups kind of like that and shit, like long lanky ass arms and shit. But that's why he's such a great defender. But like we just gotta shoot better. Like like it's. I like having these conversations with you, Cash. Like when the Knicks are doing better than what they were. I'm still not happy that they went on that atrocious streak, but you got to learn from it. And I think we're starting to now. But let's just keep getting better. Now we got the Kings at home, and then we're gonna get the Raptors away. So these next two games, did the Kings beat us, and they shouldn't
Is
have
it
beat us
Kings and
that
Raptors?
game?
No, it's Raptors. Oh, it's King. Yeah, Kings, Raptors, and Trailblazers. All winnable games, by the way.
All winnable games.
All
And
winnable games. I know Toronto. They got Bi over there now, and Quick. Shout out to Quick. Ex Nick love Quick still there, and Barrett. We love Barrett and Scotty, but they got some players over there. But we should be able. And they're having a decent year, but we should be able to. I think we should be able to beat the Raptors.
Definitely,
You know what I mean?
if we could go on this
String.
5 game
Yeah.
win streak, we be in a much better spot because everything's too close right now. Between second place to about sixth place, it's anywhere from like 2 games, 2.5 games, and you know we would have been number one. Like I don't know what happened there. They went out their funk. They went into a like I thought you only really see this in like baseball. You know when they have those batting slumps and they just it's so astronomical. And unfortunately, it always happens to the Mets. You know what I mean? But you
Yeah.
know it happened to the Knicks, and now they gotta. What good teams do is they overcome it. They fix what needs to be fixed, and you know the captain got to be the captain. The players need to meet. I'm happy that the players met, and I hope they hashed everything out. Now we just need to see Mike Brown continue to make adjustments. The players need to keep moving the ball around. We're attacking the boards phenomenally. Obviously, there's no problem there. And the only other thing is just the free throw shooting. We would have won by 15 points even if we would have just made another 7 or 8 free throws, man. Like we shot 50% from the free throw line. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
those are gimmies. Like
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Josh Hart too. Josh Hart missed some crucial free throws, and they bailed him out. And Josh Hart is known to do that from time to time. You know what I'm saying? But like in big moments, he usually comes through. Let me ask you a quick question, man.
we got 13 boards, so he made it up. He made it up
and
there.
a couple of big offensive rebounds. I went back to OG for some buckets and shit, timely buckets. I want to get into a little bit. I want to get into this Mark Stein article in a few. Trade deadlines coming up, but and I want to talk a little bit about. I don't think. Anyway, we'll get into the Mark Stein shit in a few minutes. I want to ask you about the rotation. Mike Brown shortening up his rotation. You know what I'm saying? You're no longer seeing. Lately, Kolek has kind of basically been on the bench, and
Clarkson.
Jordan Clarkson's been on the bench. You're not seeing these role players, these energy guys like Diawara and McCullough, and Huck Porty's not getting that many minutes. I think so. The other day, right, besides the starters, Cat, Brunson, and Bridges, right, they're the starters. Got the bulk of the minutes.
Yeah.
Gershon Yabusele 3 minutes. Ariel Huckporty, 4 minutes. McBride's going to get his minutes, even though he had a bad game. Deuce is a dog. They have confidence in Deuce. Landry Shamet is really the guy he seems to trust more than he trusts Clarkson. And obviously Mitchell Robinson's going to get his burn. But Mitchell Robinson, Shamet, and McBride are really the guys off the bench. They went with like an 8-man rotation. What's your opinion on that? You know what I'm saying? Everyone was killing tips for that, but no longer, like you said, no longer are we seeing Pacone. You're not gonna see any Pacone out there. You're not gonna. I mean, you might in spots, but as of late, you're not gonna. Haven't seen McCullough and Diawara, like all these guys, and Kolek, which I think we're gonna need down the line because I know he's a super liability on defense. But I don't want to really damage his confidence too much because we are going to need a backup point guard. I think when you get down the stretch, in the playoffs, I like Deuce, but to me, that ain't really Deuce's role.
Yeah.
But what do you think about the showing of the rotation?
I don't know. I'm thinking there's some talks in the locker room. I think, and the same thing would have happened even if Tibbs would have been there. But you can't play.
We know what happened if Tibbs was there.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But you can't, we got to be realistic, man. You're not going to be playing 10, 11 guys, every game. And I think, I don't think this is going to be a longevity thing. I think Mike Brown just really did this because he really wanted to win, and you're away, like, let's keep it a buck. Clarkson has been a little iffy, and Shaman plays defense, and he's having a great fucking season. If he doesn't, we probably don't go through that slump if Shamet doesn't hurt his shoulder, bro. We probably win a couple of those games. We're still gonna be not playing as good, but we probably win a little bit more than those games that we lost of those 9. Maybe we win, an extra 3 or 4 of those games. But I think he just really wanted to win. We were away,
He benched Mikal late too. He benched Mikal Bridges late too.
Yeah, and you got to because you got to, you got 29 minutes, which is fine. You can't even be mad at that, man. Like if you Mikal Bridges, you gonna be mad after you shoot 3 for 16, 1 for 9 for the fucking 3-pointer. Like you gotta know you ain't do shit. Like and what else are you contributing to? Yeah, you got defense, but I need you also. You're supposed to be a two-way player, bro. Now you're looking like a one-way street, and you're driving head on against traffic. But I think Mike Brown just really wanted to win. He had to face a healthy team, and they had to face that healthy team away. Like, you don't want to put the liabilities out there. Even though I like Clarkson, but you don't want to put Kolek out there and then see what happens in these type of spots. And with Clarkson, maybe he is feeling like, being that his minutes are dwindling down, like, is he okay with that? Like, I can see, like, the rumors that we're reading that he's probably requesting a trade, and I
Who,
can see that.
Yabusele?
No, Clarkson. I read some article. I don't know how
Yeah,
true it
yeah.
was, but
I saw that, yeah.
I know his numbers. He only played 12 minutes against the Nets. He didn't play at all against the Sixers. So, like,
I'm for y'all. I'm for him. And I don't mean to cut you off. I'm for him being
yeah, yeah.
traded. I like. Listen, we all how there's certain things in the show we talk about. We've been talking about for years. You need a guy to be able to get you a bucket down the stretch. You know what I'm saying? I know he's a little bit erratic. He never seen a shot he didn't like, but he can be that microwave. He can be that Vinny Johnson, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? The only way I think it depends. I can't say the only way, but if you're gonna give that up, we need like a Najee Marshall, bro. Like, forget about the Giannis. We're gonna talk about Giannis in a second. I don't think that's gonna happen, but
Yeah.
there's not gonna be a big trade. It's gonna, like we always talk about. It's gonna be a marginal trade. It's gonna be we always talk about how you need the backup wing or another wing to add in, to go on Bridges and OG. You know what I'm saying, to get them some rest. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Kolek maybe move. I probably not, but bringing in a veteran, point guard for the playoff run. I don't know, but I know that somebody's gonna go. You know what I'm saying? 100%. Somebody's going, and I could sit here and speculate all day. Or at this point, it's all hot stove shit because the trade deadline's coming up. But one of these dudes is gonna go. What? I want to read this article real quick, man, and I'm gonna be brief, and we're gonna close it out with this shit. It's by Mark Stein, and it says the title of the article is "Trailblazers linked to Mikal Bridges and Giannis rumor." All right, so this is an article goes as such: the Portland Trailblazers are rumored to be active buyers at the upcoming NBA trade deadline and may have their sights set on New York Knicks forward Mikal Bridges. That speculation was put forth by Jake Fisher in the latest subtack from NBA media analyst Mark Stein, right? The reputed angle for the Blazers would be facilitating a deal between the Knicks and the Milwaukee Bucks for the MVP level forward Giannis Antetokounmpo. No one is suggesting that a trade to the Trailblazers is a scenario that the Giannis camp would push for, but Portland still controls Milwaukee's draft capital in 28, 29, and 2030 thanks to the team's Drew Holiday for Damian Lillard swap. And I'm told Blazers officials have always viewed Antetokounmpo's potential Milwaukee exit as a chance to improve their own roster by jumping into a multi-team deal. So there's absolutely a down-the-road world where the Blazers could try to butt in, say, Milwaukee, New York, if Giannis to the Knicks ever get serious. Farthest away, league sources say Portland has long admired the New York Knicks' Mikal Bridges going back to Lillard's first stint as a Blazer. I must also share furthermore that league sources have painted the Blazers as potential buyers during this trade season, with Portland said to be looking to be opportunistic before the on-rushing deadline to help its playoff rush. The 29-year-old Bridges is now in his second season with the Knicks. He's averaging 16 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 4 assists in 35 minutes per game, shooting 50% from the field and 40% from the three-point arc. He's on a deal that runs through 2030 with a player option ranging from $33.5 million to $41 million per season. What do you think? How would Bridges affect Portland's future chances to contend in the West? And by the way, what if you could send kids in need to rest of this is nonsense? Mikal Bridges to the Blazers, somehow swinging a deal to bring Giannis here. Is that realistic, or is that just a bunch of media trade bullshit?
Yeah, I don't think that's realistic, because then, like, we still got to make the money work. Like, and from what I'm hearing, like, Giannis is gonna want an extension, and we're so capped out right now between paying what we pay Cat and paying what we pay OG. Jalen's about to be due for some bread.
Cat would be in the deal.
Yeah, that's
it'd
what I'm
be
saying.
it'd be a three
But
team play. It'd be a three. It'd be probably like Cat and someone else to Milwaukee, um, Giannis to the Knicks, um, and then like um, Giannis to the Knicks, then like Bridges to Portland, and then probably some picks for the picks we talked about in an article going to Milwaukee. So Milwaukee, this is what I'm thinking. Milwaukee would get the picks, Knicks would get Giannis, Milwaukee would get the picks from Portland, and some players from New York. Portland would get Bridges. They seem to be, I guess, high on, so to speak. And it'd have to be something like that. You'd have to get another team involved. I don't
yeah,
think it would, but that would be crazy if it did happen.
yeah, that's kind of bugged out. I don't know. Maybe when I don't know. Have they been watching him play for the past 2 weeks? Like, what the fuck? Like the past 3 weeks?
Shit.
Like I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
but
crazy.
it is what it is. But like I would love Giannis, but that calf injury is starting to really scare me now because he's about to miss some more time.
I
So
think that's bullshit.
you
I
think
think
he
that's
just
bull. I
wants to?
think they're
You
sitting
think he
him
just?
so
You think he just? They just want to get him out of
they're
here
sitting him so he don't fuck around and break an
and hurt
ankle
him
right
and really
before the
hurt
trade.
himself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
it
That's
really
some
hurt
bullshit.
himself for
Yeah,
real, for
it's
real.
so textbook. You know what I mean? He ain't
Yeah,
good. He good.
but damn. So if that's what it is, man, like I would, I think I would. Like if we're naming the two players that I keep complaining about, and they're leaving the Knicks to get, an already sustained
Love it.
championship winner. He's an MVP caliber player. Like he's automatically gonna be,
He's a
a
dog on
plus to
defense
the.
too.
Yeah, like that's exactly what we need. Like, and he can score. So we know he's basically gonna score just as much as Bridges and Cat have been recently combined, and get as many rebounds as Cat been averaging this year as well. Hey, look, if they do that, because I've been always telling
You're
you, I've been
giving up some
preaching this.
shooting for
I
for
don't want
defense as well. It'd be like a
exactly.
trade. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've always told you I didn't want to lose OG. I said I would, and I think
Yeah.
it's time for us to split up this Villanova shit anyway. We see how Card is. Card has been always consistent. We know he always can't score that much, but he's always been a dog. He defends like a motherfucker, always attacking the boards. Like he's always been that player for multiple years, and we've seen it. Bridges has always been super inconsistent. Cat now we're seeing doesn't. It looks like he doesn't fit in this type of system. I'd rather lose Bridges and Cat than OGs and Cat. You know what I mean? Let's keep OG. Get a Giannis. I'm cool with that. I wouldn't
OG,
mind that.
you might, I don't know, Deuce. I don't know. Who knows what that package would be, but I leave that to the salary cap guys. I'm no salary cap guy, and I barely read
Right.
that article because I'm tipsy as fuck. You know what I'm saying? But so picture me crunching numbers right now. But
They can be
nah,
like this. Be like,
I've been drinking tequila this whole fucking episode, man. It's just crazy. That's why it's just drunk sports talk. I keep
wear
it
it up.
official. Um,
You just gotta put drunk after real. It's real drunk. We're gonna upgrade the name. Real drunk sports talk.
yeah. Really drunk sports.
Really drunk sports talk.
But yeah, man. So nah, it's like listen, we're gonna see these next couple of games. Knicks are Knicks are not out of it by no stretch of the imagination. Um, I know Boston's doing their thing. I still think we can beat Boston. I know, then you got your Torontos, you got your
You got the,
Clevelands,
yeah.
you got your who else is I said you got your Celtics, and then you got the
You got the
Pistons.
Pistons.
I mean, fuck all that, man. I think the Knicks could beat the actually, damn, Knicks are a game behind, half a game behind the Raptors, so we kind of need to, we need that win. Knicks can beat the Celtics, and fuck that, Knicks can beat the Pistons, man. Let's stop acting like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Everyone acting like now they motherfuckers get busy. Don't get it twisted. They got some dogs on their team, you know what I'm saying? And we helped them out with that playoff one last year. But everyone's acting like they the East Coast OKC negative. You know what I'm saying? Let's stop all that. Let's stop all the Knicks hate. People, you should see when the Knicks were really cooking at the beginning of the year. You know what I'm saying? You didn't hear none of these fucking media guys like really bigging the Knicks up. As soon as they slip and fall, it's like they come out the woodworks. Yo, New York is hated, dog. Like it's so crazy to me. Like, yo, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I can't. Yo, these dudes are something else. They don't want to see New York do their thing. But I got news for you. Knicks are gonna hold it. Knicks are back. They're back where they need to be. Not saying they're not gonna lose the game for the rest of the season, but they're back where we need to be. The Giants are back where they need to be. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And it's about New York is about to be back in business. So you haters, you know what to do.
We're back.
We're back. Shout out to Harbaugh coming in there on some real fucking
Word,
doing
mafioso,
budget
bro. Like
cuts.
that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
You know what I'm saying?
he was firing niggas like Oprah and shit. Like, yo, you get fired. You get fired. You out of here.
Yeah. It's just crazy. We're gonna talk more about that end of the week. We're gonna go into a deep dive on the Giants. It's been quiet right now. You know, the Super Bowl's about to pop off. I'm not into the Super Bowl at all. Right now, it's all basketball for me, pedal to the metal. And a little bit of boxing in there. Big fight this weekend. Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez. Last weekend was a bunch of fights. The premier zoo for boxing. The card was decent. I'm not going to get too much into that. But the Ring Magazine card between Murataya and Andy Cruz was crazy. Yeah, Cole versus Jesse Hart. Murataya and Andy Cruz was a crazy fight. Madrimov was back in action. You know what I'm saying? It was a really good card. And you know, boxing is back. Knicks are back. You already know what time it is, man. Anything else before we get out of here?
Man, that's it, bro. Like let's keep the momentum going, and you know what I mean. Hopefully this is the beginning of our avalanche. Just keep going, bro. Everybody's gonna get swept up, yo, just like New York did in this fucking Sunday.
Woo! Come on, let's get out of here. Toast to get out of here.
We are the New York Knicks. We are the New York Knicks. We are the New York Knicks.
This is fair use.
We are the New York Knicks. Say go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go. Say go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go. We'll just
Yo, I just want to say, let me read this. Let me read this little clause we got because I don't want them taking our shit down. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, word.
Where is it? Let me read this shit. Where is it? Fair use. Do you have it handy? It's somewhere over here. Fair use. Here we go. All right. Okay, here we go. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. This video includes clips and images from the highlights of the New York Knicks from basketball and even football events under the fair use for Yeah, I'm drunk. This video,
Can't even read.
I can't even see this shit. Hold on, let me do this again. This video includes clips and images from boxing, UFC, MMA, basketball, and football events used under fair use for purposes such as commentary, criticism, analysis, news reporting, teaching, and research. All footage is used to provide original analysis and opinions. All rights belong to the respective owners. There we go. I got through it.
Yeah.
I'm saucy. You know what I'm saying? Hooked on finance, kids.
Word up.
Yo.
Yo.
One more for the road. What we talking about?
Yo, great show. You already know what it was. Yo, shout out to Jay. You know what I mean? He gonna be back on the show soon. But this shot is gonna go to the mother. You know, this one was to Mother Nature and the Knicks. First one. This one's going out to the Giants because they're making moves, and I can't wait to talk to them. Because in the next episode we're gonna be talking about the Giants. And the beginning shot is gonna be for the Giants. So let's go.
Some football, baby.
Salud.
See you later. Peace.
Peace.